Indeedy, Kink of Wally. Guys, we got a big college football game we'll preview in 1 second.
Indeed.
First, a reminder that this Friday, the Cleveland Charge back home in action against the Long Island Nets. Head over to clevelandcharge.com to get your tickets. It is the best family-friendly, budget-friendly entertainment in all of the land. So head over to Public Hall, check out the Charge, and support your Cavaliers G League team. clevelandcharge.com for your tickets. All right, Dustin, it is Ohio State-Miami college football playoff quarterfinal day. What's your take on how you feeling about this Buckeye squad getting ready to go against the Miami team that barely snuck by A&M in the first round of the playoffs?
Well, I mean, a couple things to think about here. And the Buckeyes have had a long layoff. The last time they were on the field was December 7th. December 7th.
It's been a long time.
It's 24 days. Miami played on the 20th. They didn't look great in that game against A&M. Their defense is good, really good. I'm concerned about Miami's defense, but I'm not concerned about Ohio State. I think Ohio State's going to come out here totally refocused. I like the fact that Ryan Day is going to be calling the plays tonight. I think that takes pressure off of Brian Hartline, who it's out of his control. It's not ideal, but he can't be focused on all in on Ohio State while he's trying to build a program and get things going in South Florida. He's going to be part of the game tonight, but not calling the plays, which I think is probably better for Ohio State. I think that they've had a lot of time to look themselves in the mirror and realize that this is the time to get some redemption for that awful performance in the Big Ten title game, which they, by the way, had a chance to win and still probably should have won. I think their coach held them back in that game more than anything. But it's an exciting game. I mean, I just got a text from George Sedano, our buddy, who's just, we used to have on the show, who's a huge Miami guy, Miami fan. And trash talking a little bit. And
does he really think they're going to win?
I mean, dude, you know Bear Felica from College Game Days now with Fox?
I do, yes.
The Bear picked Miami to win the game.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he did.
And his podcast partner picked Miami. I think he's a little bit nuts about this.
But
hearing Bear, someone I respect who knows gambling really well, thinks that Miami has a chance to win makes me a little nervous.
Damn.
Bear's been wrong before.
Of course.
Yeah.
I like Bear. And we've all been wrong.
Yeah.
In that whole thing. But I think he's wrong here.
I do too.
But
I agree with a lot of your points.
But it humbles me a little bit to think, typically I'm so cocky, like, oh, we're just going to kill these guys. Like I thought Indiana had no chance. And,
You know what scares me, that gives me pause? I think Ohio State's going to win. I think that this is going to be similar to what the Michigan loss did for them last year, the Indiana loss. Mm-hmm. But what gives me pause is I hate bulletin board stuff. I hate it. And there's been a lot of that going around.
Some from number 4?
Yeah, I didn't love what he said. I didn't love it.
Well, I mean,
he said I would have been at Miami if the program was better.
Basically, since when we beat them,
they
had been SHIT.
Yep.
Mostly,
Mostly.
Yeah. Mediocre.
Mediocre at best.
Yep, that's right.
But
they're back.
But they're back now.
Yeah.
And what he said was, he's from Miami, and he said,
the program sucked, so I didn't go.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, he said, I would have ended up at Miami if the program was better.
Right. Well, they had so many coaches. There was turmoil.
Listen, he's not wrong.
Right.
Like if he would have picked Miami, everybody would have been like, "Wow, this is the best receiver in the country. He's going to Miami instead of OSU wide receiver U."
But Miami's going to use that.
Of course, they're going to use that
for sure.
But I still think at the end of the day, I think our defense, the Buckeyes defense, is historically good.
It is.
And I've got questions about Miami's offense.
Well, Carson Beck to me is
not
mediocre.
I think he is too.
And I also
in big games he hasn't been great.
It's maybe not fair, but I've always kind of judged him from an outside perspective based on he was at Georgia.
Yep.
Like arguably the best team in the country,
and
like best defense, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And then he takes the dollars and bounces to Miami, and he's got the Lambo, and he's got the girlfriend, and whatever. And maybe it's not fair to judge a guy like that.
Girlfriend? Somebody famous?
Haley, the Cavendish twins girl.
Yeah, they're no longer dating though.
They're not dating anymore. But she was.
But
like
he had the.
I don't know.
She was like the South Florida
Livy
life.
Dunn of basketball.
He was winning.
Okay, I know Livy Dunn.
And there was two of them.
If you would see her picture, you would say, "Oh, yeah, I've seen it." Because they were twins. They played together at Miami.
So he's all about the life.
He's about the life.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought. I don't know if he is about that life, but the point is, I think that I think he cares more about other things other than football.
Yeah, and it's possible the Buckeyes have some.
He's talented. He's talented.
It's possible they do. I just feel at the end of the day, I think Ohio State has more talent.
Yeah.
And I think that it would be a major indictment of this program and this team individually if they bow out in the quarterfinals to Miami.
It feels like the only. You guys know way more college football than I do, but it feels to me that the only way they could lose is if they struggle. Like Miami, they're not going to. Ohio State's not going to lose this game 31-28. Like that ain't happening, right? If
I don't
they
see
lose,
that. No,
it's a low-scoring game,
yes.
and they win.
And the way Indiana beat them, the way Indiana beat them.
That's it.
The way Michigan beat them last year.
Right. The way they just do just enough on offense, and their defense is legit.
Now to do that, you need to have an offense that can grind clock. You want to shorten the game. If you're going to beat Ohio State,
Bo Jackson didn't do anything in the Big Ten title game for the most.
No, he did not.
How's Miami?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you that
they're fine.
They got two guys. I'm a little scared. Akeem Messidor.
You talking about number 10?
Well, he's on offense.
You're talking about defense. Sorry.
No, Messidor's on defense.
I know. Akeem Messidor and Ruben Bain. They can get after it. They're physical. The problem I got with Ohio State was I thought that Indiana won a line of scrimmage. They won a line of scrimmage easy in that game.
Yeah.
I didn't. I expected Ohio State's offensive line to move them a little more than they did. They didn't. I want to see the bounce back type. We talk about Ryan Day. The energy that they came out with against Tennessee when they lost last year to Michigan was a different energy. They came out and put that game away early. Like in Ohio State, they had a whole month to stew over it. I want to see what it looks like now because I look at Miami. Should they beat Miami? Of course. I think you are correct. Carson Beck, to me, if you can't get it done at Georgia, he already scared me as the number one pick. They already touted him as the number one overall pick. He came back and flopped. Came back
to be drafted?
Yeah,
he'll get drafted. He got talent,
Late?
but he just don't have that type of.
Dylan Gabriel went in the third round.
Yeah, he went in the third.
Carson Beck's going to get drafted.
I mean, he got talent. But the guy that I worry about on defense, or excuse me, on offense, when Miami has the football, is the guy, the freshman number 10,
Tony.
Tony
Malachi Tony.
Malachi Tony is. He gets it done.
That dude's
he's
a real deal now.
Done. He can get it
punt
in the
returner
slot.
too,
Punt
right?
returner.
Yeah.
They'll toss it out to him and he'll throw a former college quarterback.
Yep.
13. He's a big receiver, strong. They don't got too much, and then Moaga up front is obviously Francis Moaga is one of the linemen we might be talking about in the draft. But should Ohio State have more talent to win this football game? Yes. I don't think Miami has enough offensively to keep up with them.
Two more things that come to mind that excite me about this game. That give me they're like changes. I think Hartline's going to be on the field for this game, and not calling the plays.
Yeah.
So he's going to be. He won't have to. I think he'll be able to get in the ear of the players more. Carnell, Jeremiah, the whole deal.
Last dance.
Yeah. And the other thing is 5 times in the Indiana game, Julian Saint was sacked, holding on the ball way too long. Yeah. That was the best defense he's faced all year. So he's seen that now. This is his first experience, first taste of the college football playoff. I want to see him, and this is on Ryan and Brian to get him to get rid of the ball quicker. That clock's got to be up. You can't have the Shador clock tonight.
Yeah, you better speed it up.
Hey, and a lot of zone coverage. Yeah. Indiana did a lot of zone, and I think that slowed him up a little bit. I wonder if Miami comes out and says, okay.
Indiana confused him defensively.
Big time.
Yeah.
Their defensive coordinator is awesome.
Oh,
very
Dustin,
good.
how does Miami's defense, and specifically their front
is
compare to Indiana?
Very similar.
Okay.
Very similar.
So it's going to be
it
shouldn't be a cakewalk, this game.
This is not a cakewalk.
No, you're in the semifinals.
The spread's too high.
Too high?
Yeah.
Well, no.
What is the spread?
9.5. But I think
that is high.
I think this game, like if Ohio State gets out to an early lead, they could be the easy cover. But if this is a tight ball game at halftime, we know that we've got a freshman quarterback, we've got a coach that can pucker a little bit under pressure.
We've seen that,
and I love Ryan, but I hope he learned from that Indiana those two fourth down decisions.
Yep, I know.
All right, guys, that game's at 7:30. Before we get to our next topic, once again, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button.